Hi, I'm Dana, and in this video I am going to talk about how you can streamline and put some systems into onboarding a new employee, a new assistant, or a new staff into your company. So I really appreciate Diane for the question, for taking your time on asking for concrete systems and structures on how you are going to onboard a new virtual assistant into your social media company. Now, I have a few tips for that, since I have gained that experience and that knowledge from being a junior human resources officer for a local family company that had 2 restaurants and around more or less 50 juice carts here in the city. And at that time, they are ranging between 60 to 250 employees at a given period. So the highest employee count we had at the time was 250 and the lowest was around 50. I'll just bring the knowledge that I gained from that experience. So first of all, just as a note that you need to be wary of, or to be aware of, is that any supervisor or manager or department will always ask for additional help, additional hands, additional employees to be hired or assigned to their department anytime that their regular workload has increased for around 20 or 25% at least. But not all the time you will agree to that, because if you actually gauge and analyze in general, in average, your client workload and your staff, you will see that you will only need those additional hands for certain bursts of special work and certain periods, but not as a regular addition to your company. So the first step that I can advise you of would be, number 1, to put a safety net on your business or on your company. Now, you can do that by averaging the workload, the client demand, the number of client projects, and the performance of your employees in a quarterly basis. In a monthly basis, in a quarterly basis, and in an annual basis. Now, with that, or with that data that you can gather, you will see how the average and the real amount of workload that is entering your company, and it will also be coupled with the performance assessment on your employees. So you will see on how they are improving or how they are stagnant with that. And also, when you average things, you can average the actual expenses. So by doing this, you are putting a safety net on your manpower expense. So basically, you will be putting a limit on the number of people that you will be hiring for the next 6 months or for the next year. So with that, it will be easier for you to analyze, for you as the CEO, as the president, to analyze if a request for an additional employee is justified, or if it is just like an additional help needed for a short period of time. Now, you can do this analysis by actually, what I said, like gauging your monthly, quarterly, and annual client project demands and the performance of your employees. And also, you can like request to the chief finance officer if there can be a special holiday budget, because by doing the calendar that I've said, you will notice which months or which periods, like if it's the end of the fiscal year, or if it's the end of a certain season, Christmas season, graduation season, if there is a big influx of work during those times, then you can plan ahead. So if you can ask your chief finance officer to put a special holiday budget on those periods for adding additional special employees. So the special holiday employees, you will also have to break it down. If that employee, you only need extra help for like 3 days, maybe there's like something that you need to all hands on deck and overtime, or if you need that employee for like the next 2 weeks, or if there's a great influx of clients and you might be needing extra help within the next 1 to 3 months, then that will be a good factor to tell you on the budget that you'll be adding, and also where to look for those employees. Because if you need employees that will last for like 1 to 3 months, then you can look out or send out a job post on Facebook groups or on Upwork or on Freelancer. Now, if you also need employees for a longer time, like 6 months or longer, then you can go to like onlinejobs.ph. There I've noticed that most employees need a more full-time and longer, more stable line of work. And another thing is by segmenting, if the special holiday employee that you want to hire is for only a few days, few weeks, or 3 months or less, is you will know what level of expertise you're going to look for. If the employee you need is like 1 to 3 months, then you can look for someone with at least 6 months experience to 1 year, and you can like train them for a day or to 5 days into your work, into your daily work. Now, if you need someone for just a few weeks, 2 weeks or less, then you will need someone with like 2 to 3 years experience, and someone who can actually work independently and could grasp your daily work schedule, workload in just a 1 day orientation. Now, if you want, or if you need someone who will only help you for like 3 days or lesser, then you will need a really expert employee who you can just orient for 1 hour and they could deliver such great results. But those employees come at a very high price. So that would really help you in terms of where to get your employees, what type of experience you're going to look from them, and the type of budget that you will set aside for that one. So after setting a safety net for your company or your business, the second thing that I would like to advise is to put a regular performance appraisals for your employees. So as I mentioned a while ago, monthly appraisals, quarterly appraisals, and yearly appraisals. This can be done within the operations. So whether you have like the monthly appraisals, that can be done by the team leaders or your supervisors. The quarterly appraisals can be done by your managers, or if you have like an HR manager. Then the yearly appraisal, that will be done by you, president or the CEO. So with this, you could actually see not only the fluctuation of the improvement or stagnation of your staff, your team performance, but also if there are structures and systems that you need to realign or you need to reassess within your business. Now the third system or structure that I could advise you with onboarding a new employee is to actually design two types of onboarding or orientation. The first one would be a general onboarding. That's like a general welcoming of new employees, orientation of the do's and don'ts, the company rules, and the non-negotiables for your business. And also, or if you have a company handbook, then that's also great. And the more specialized onboarding would be the one specified to the specialty of the workload or the job position that an employee is going to be. Like example, for an assistant, virtual assistant, there's so many types of virtual assistant. Is that going to be a virtual assistant for social media marketing? Is that going to be a virtual assistant for social media engagement, social media growth? Is that going to be for direct response of messages or emails? And also with email marketing, does that person have to be an expert for Klaviyo or MailChimp, or like any specific system that client of yours will be looking for? So again, those are the three quick tips that I can advise you with regards to onboarding new employees, new staffs or assistants into your company. First one is set a safety net for your business, your company. That's the first one. The second one will be for the appraisals, employee appraisals, and appraising the systems that you have for your business. And the third one will be having two kinds of employee onboarding, the general and the specific one. So I hope I have helped out. If you have other more detailed questions, you can just message me or email me about it. So that's all for now. Thank you again, Diane, for that question.